This time I'd like to yield 2 minutes to my colleague from Pennsylvania, Mr. Meehan.
The gentleman may yield, but not in blocks of time. The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized.
I want to thank the gentleman, and I want to thank him for his hard work on this bill. The gentleman from Pennsylvania has put together a fiscally responsible piece of legislation that will support the U.S. military, the military families, and the veterans who have served our country. But as you've heard in the discussions that have taken place with other colleagues, particularly those from Pennsylvania, when red tape and mismanagement stand between a veteran and his or her care, we all have a responsibility to blow the whistle and to call for appropriate reforms. The Inspector General for Veterans Affairs released a report 2 weeks ago on the Philadelphia Veterans Affairs Regional Office, as my colleague identified, and the report was even more scathing than we were led to believe it would be. It confirmed our worst fears that the Philadelphia VA Regional Office is rife with systematic mismanagement, poor morale, deliberate manipulation of data, and individuals more focused on misleading the nation than serving our veterans. And I'd like to thank Chairman Miller and the Veterans Affairs Committee for convening a hearing on these reports just last week to explore these matters in greater detail. Out of those hearings, we learned that the VA isn't planning on holding anyone responsible until after the completion of yet another report. This may be the nature of the process, but it's deeply troubling. What the VA needs isn't an endless loop of bureaucratic reviews and inquiries. It's competent management that's needed, and management that will hold the employees and the other management accountable. And while we wait for the next report with this bill, Congress has an opportunity to take reform action with VA H.R. 2029, which will give VA employees the tools they need to expedite the veterans' benefits and care process. One of the findings from the IG report that struck out at me was that Philadelphia, the average response time for some of the 31,000 inquiries was 312 days. According to policy, that response should have happened within 5 days. And I asked the director of the VBA, well, what do you tell the veterans? He had no answer. That response time is completely unacceptable. The funding in this bill will provide additional staff to expedite the processing of these claims and get those veterans the benefits they deserve. Again, I want to thank the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Dent, for his hard work on this bill. I look forward to continue working with him as well as other colleagues to bring about these important reforms that are needed at the Philadelphia Benefits Office, and I yield back.
Pennsylvania for his dedication and determination to right this situation. At this time, I'd like